You might think you know all the cool things about cows, but there are lots of misconceptions out there. Here's facts to debunk them. Myth number 1, cows hate the color red. People believe this because matadors in bullfights use red flags to trigger the bull's attention. But the truth is that cows actually can't see the color red. They are red-green colorblind. This means that they see every shade of red and green as a shade of black and gray. But they don't see entirely black and white. They can also see shades of yellow and blue. So why do matadors always use red flags in their bullfights? It's the movement of the flag that catches the bull's attention, not the color of the flag. So the red flag is simply more of a tradition and part of the costume. You'd probably be angry too, if you had a flag being waved in your face. Myth number 2, cows don't sweat. This myth is a little more complicated than a yes or no answer. Technically, cows don't sweat in the same way that other mammals do. They don't have the same type of sweat glands that other animals have. But cows do technically sweat. It's done through a natural heat evaporation system in the body. Heat evaporates out of their body when they're too hot, but it happens so fast you may not have noticed any damp skin. So, while they may not be panting or visibly sweating like other animals, they are definitely managing the heat. They also deal with heat through their respiratory glands. When it gets too hot, a cow's body will naturally begin to store and reduce use of water, like urinating less, to prevent dehydration. Myth number 3, cows have 4 stomachs. Cows actually have one stomach with 4 parts. A cow's stomach is made up of 4 compartments that help them digest their food: the rumen, the reticulum, the omasum, and the abomasum. Each of these compartments has a specific role in the digestion of a cow's diet. Myth number 4, cows are the largest producers of greenhouse gas emissions. Agriculture as a whole makes up only 9% of total greenhouse gas emissions. Even though agriculture is not the largest contributor, agriculturalists and researchers alike are working to find ways to reduce those greenhouse gas emissions and make agriculture even more sustainable. Myth number 5, any female cow can be a dairy cow. While it is true that cow refers to cattle that is female, not every cow can be a milking cow. A milking cow is typically one of a few different breeds, that is, not all breeds are great milking cows, and has to have given birth to a calf usually within the last year. Myth number 6, milking cows is harmful to them. Much like humans, when a cow has a calf, they begin producing milk. The milk not only supplies the new baby calf with their nutrients, but they will produce enough milk for human consumption too. Regular milking actually keeps cows happy, healthy, and comfortable. When cows are not milked regularly, they risk mastitis and other diseases and discomfort. Myth number 7, cows sleep standing up. Horses sleep standing up, so many people assume cows do too. Cows actually spend about half of their day laying down, but only 4 of those hours sleeping. When they aren't sleeping, they are just hanging out, laying down, and resting. Myth number 8, only male cattle have horns. Actually, cattle can grow horns regardless of their sex. Horns are there for their protection, but are pretty unnecessary and sometimes harmful on the farm. Farmers will either remove the horns at birth, or they breed cattle to be hornless, aka polled. Cows have a visual field of 330 degrees, almost an all-around view. They can see the colors yellow, green, and blue, whereas red is hard to see for them. The natural expectancy of a cow is around 20 years. Some get up to 25 years old. The age of a cow can be determined by looking at its teeth. Also, the number of rings in its horns draws conclusion about the age. In the dairy industry, cows usually don't become older than 5 years. Cows have a strong sense of smell. They can perceive smells at a distance of up to 10 kilometers. Cows are moving constantly during grazing and can cover 13 kilometers per day. Pregnancy lasts 9 months, just like with human beings. Cows only give milk when they have a calf. Globally, cow and other livestock animals are responsible for about 40% of methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas. In digesting the high-fiber diet, cows emit methane as a byproduct, making them one of the least climate-friendly sources of food on the planet. About 89% of the methane has actually been formed in the gut of the animal. And almost all of that is then irradiated out or belched out of it from the animal, through the nostril and mouth.